Happy Thursday. Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Chuck Todd reporting in Washington. We're going to begin today with the crisis of confidence, the highest levels of our government, a system too broken by hyper-partisanship to dole out any real accountability. New reporting from ProPublica today reveals yet another troubling financial arrangement between Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and his conservative billionaire mega donor friend Harlan Crow. ProPublica is now reporting, in addition to the luxury vacations they previously reported on, in addition to the nonprofit group Crow funded that paid Ginny Thomas's salary, in addition to buying the home of Clarence Thomas's mother, Harlan Crow is also paying school tuition for a close family member of the Thomases, who he was raising as a son. They had essentially adopted him, raising him in their own house. The price tag on those tuition payments could be as high as $150,000. Thomas has never mentioned the tuition payments in his federal disclosures, though ProPublica notes that he once did disclose a smaller $5,000 gift from another friend that indeed did go towards the tuition. This new reporting is just the latest in a long string of stories about the political and financial entanglements of both Justice Thomas and his wife Ginny Thomas. Everything, as I noted, from accepting luxury vacations, rides in private jets, to Ginny Thomas's conservative political activism and funding from big money donors. And these are just the latest credibility issues facing this conservative court. After years of partisan nominations, confirmation controversies, an extraordinarily unpopular abortion ruling, and the leak of that ruling, and today we heard some rare bipartisan agreement in the halls of Congress that the Supreme Court has a reputation problem, a big one. Take a listen.
The perception of the American people is important to me, and I do think that there's work that the Supreme Court should do to address those perception problems. You know, the Article 1, Article 2 branch is always going to have politics driving people's perceptions of ethics, but in the Article 3 branch, that one needs to be the gold standard, and they've got work to do.
I hope that Chief Justice Roberts reads this story this morning and understands something has to be done. The reputation of the Supreme Court is at stake here. The credibility of the court when it comes to its future decisions is at stake. And his reputation as the leader of this court is really an issue as well.
But on the question of what to do about it, lawmakers retreat to their familiar partisan corners. On the questions facing Justice Thomas, here are Republican senators forcefully defending this egregious behavior at a recent hearing on a potential code of ethics for the court.
This assault on Justice Thomas is well beyond ethics. It is about trying to delegitimize a conservative court that was appointed through the traditional process.
This is all just a thuggish shakedown. Nice Supreme Court you've got there, America. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it.
Democrats can have disagreements based on law. But this attempt to delegitimize the court, this attempt to personally smear Clarence Thomas is dishonest, and everyone in the media echoing it is participating in a shameful reprise of 1991's high-tech lynching.
Just ask yourself this. Imagine the reaction from those same very senators. If a liberal justice was accused of taking money from a donor, let's say George Soros, and he was paying the tuition of, say, the niece of Sonia Sotomayor. Ask yourself what the reaction would be. And it's fair to ask, would Democrats be as forceful in their calls for accountability if it were a liberal justice that were as compromised as Clarence Thomas clearly is? Folks, now more than ever, and particularly on the right, the political jersey color seems to be the ultimate insulation from accountability in government. So many people on the right now say, yeah, but the left is more crooked, so it's okay if the crooked ones are on our side. And any way you look at it, the hyper-partisanship of our politics has led to this crisis of accountability across virtually all branches of government. Nobody trusts any investigation coming out of that Capitol building that's next door to us.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.